So how do you pull yourself out of quote unquote doomsday? Right? Like that's my question today.
I don't.
I
sit in it.
Okay.
I sit in it. I absorb, I reflect on what exactly it is. I recognize what exactly it is that put me here, why I feel this way, right? I acknowledge myself in this moment that like I'm feeling hurt, that I feel like a victim, that I feel like a loser, that I don't feel like I'm enough. And I sit there and I reflect on it and I accept that.
Yeah.
So
would you say you like feel it and move through it?
Yeah. I when I can. Yeah. And then I set intention. I said, okay, like, what am I going to do I inspect why I feel this way? Is this trauma? Is this trauma from the past? Is this, what is this? Why am I here? Right.
Yeah.
What's the lesson here? And sometimes you can't see that. Right. But at least if you're going through this process, you're better off than just standing still, you know? And so I find myself, I allow myself to feel these things, and I move through them, you know, and I surround myself around people that are going to hold me high, that like, you're one of them. I mean, Cliff and Drew, these guys are
that hold you accountable,
and say, okay, you know what, Cesar, you've been here for a couple weeks. What are you going to do differently? Yeah. So I've eliminated people out of my circle in the last year and a half, because I don't have room for anybody that's not going to hold me to that standard. Yeah. And sometimes I want to tell them to fuck off. Sometimes I realize, like, who the fuck is this person to tell me how to feel, right? And that's just the story I'm telling myself. They're just asking, what are you going to do differently? And I'm glad you brought this up, because I think part of healing is being able to accept criticism, or whatever you want to call it, constructive criticism. If a friend, if like someone comes to me, if you came to me and be like, Geena, you're in this bad place, blah, 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 you may not see it. My first reaction would be like, fuck you. Like, why are you, but if you want friends like that who are going to hold you accountable, which means like, yeah, you may get upset in the moment, but like, if you can just take it, think about it, and there's a reason why they're saying this. Like a few people were telling me that I was like stubborn, and I didn't realize I was so stubborn until they told, like, multiple people told me. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I am. I could have told you that. You're definitely stubborn.
But if I took that as like, fuck you guys, then like, yes, I'm feeding into the stubborn, and I'll probably always be a little bit of stubborn for the rest of my life. But then at least you can acknowledge it.
But that's what makes you.
Yeah, acknowledge it, and like, but I wouldn't want to be to the point where it's like appalling, right? So there's always like, you are who you are. My point is saying that is that like, you got to be able to accept I don't want to call it criticism. I feel like it's just like, if it's your good friend, like, you need friends that will tell you the truth.